Hey, it works. There's Rick. He just got finished chopping the crap out of this pile of little sticks and twigs here. Sometimes I'd fly that way, sometimes I'd fly over there. Very few of what he actually chopped is on the ground down there. There's another pile.
Waiting for someone to collect them.
And here in a moment, the firemaking will begin. Hey Rick, you just chopped a buttload of little twigs. What are you going to do next?
Go to Disneyland.
Cool. Build your fire in Disneyland?
Yeah. Stubborn.
That is it's a tough one. That's a piece of hardwood. That'll burn long and hard and hot. So that's why I said long twice. Now you could always do it like a beaver.
I got your beaver right here.
Actually, no, I won't go there. I won't. This is a family documentary. We won't crack beaver jokes. And if you're sitting at home watching this video wondering what a beaver joke would be, I'm sorry. You'll have to ask me off camera. That's Rick pulling his pants up. I'm sure he appreciates this. By the way, look at I don't know if this camera really does these hills around here justice, but this is a really beautiful spot. We bought this little, I don't know what to call this. What do we call this, Rick? This
a campsite.
Covering awning. It's a little enclosed space in case it rains where we can quickly hide.
It's called a gazebo.
No. It has netting all around it. I'm not sure if you can tell in the video, kind of, sort of. Keeps the bugs out. In a light rain, it would be a good quick shelter. We keep all of our junk stashed in there. Self-contained litter box. And there's Rick's 20-year-old tent. State-of-the-art 1982. Wait. Okay, so it's not that old. Now, Rick has a method. He gathers all the little tiny sticks and twigs, and he hasn't quite done this yet, but if you can see, he's kind of putting things into piles according to size. He's going to build a big old frickin' thing over there, and then we're going to light it in one fell swoop. It's going to whoosh. The goal is to light it with one match. He's not done yet. He's still walking around picking up stuff.
Still got one more stack to sift.
He's got the stack of little ones, medium ones. This is his method. And I have actually seen where he has separated this little pile off into 2 or 3 other piles.
What I'm doing now.
Oh, okay. The first time I saw him do this, it irritated the crap out of me. It's like, oh, why can't we just throw a bunch of wood in and light it?
Which garnered you a look.
Yeah, I got the evil eye for that question. Should have brought my better camera. You're right. The important part. Getting your center, your core set up.
Even though it's starting to smoke already from those hot coals.
Yeah. we got here close on the tails of some other campers. It looks like they left us hot enough coals that this might not be so hard as... You know, you start out with the little skinny sticks.
Build up.
And you just build up. Somebody had a big old fire going in here last night. Rick has a big old long match. Don't let it go out. You should have done that inside the pit, by the way.
Ooh, hot. It's burning.
Do it! Do it!
Oh.
And...
Not killing me. Yeah, it's resisting. I was afraid it was going to resist.
Alright, fire resistance is futile.
For the record, I can usually do this with a regular match, but this wood is green. Not exactly the best for
Hey, get that up under there, buddy boy.
fire starting.
There you go. That's a good spot for it right there. And it went out.
Went out. No, I still see a flame.
Oh yeah, there's a little flicker in there. Oh, there you go. There you go. It just caught something. And it promptly died. Nope, it's flickering back. There's some little coals in there.
I don't want to fall forward and burn my face off.
Please do. I would love to document that.
That would make for an interesting video, but I wouldn't be a happy camper. Okay, one more match, and then we'll do it anyway. And I need to get up.
All right.
This knee is saying.
And see if you can get it in there.
I see it went out.
Well, you know what this means, don't you, Rick? Cheater sticks. All right. It has been raining for the last week, and Rick is still over there, see his butt sticking up in the air. He's fanning that for all it's worth. For on just such occasions. Aha, hidden bag of chips. And let's see, where might the cheater sticks be? Yes, these are, I bought these a number of years ago, called fire sticks. Basically, it's a little thing, and it has, who knows what it's made of. We won't even think about what it's made of. But it's very highly flammable. You break it into one, possibly two places, disperse it into the fire, and we'll let the professional handle the busting of the cheater stick. And thus it is.
Evil.
Not the first time we've had to use cheater sticks.
Yep.
Usually when the wood is green and it just won't catch.
Yep.
Doesn't this call for rearranging of the stack?
Yeah, it does.
Because the cheater needs to be on bottom for maximum effectiveness.
Alright.
Can't really see with your big old fat hand in the way.
It's hot in there.
It is hot in there. We could almost cook on that. No, not really. A couple 100 degrees already. That's from the fire from the previous tenants. All right, you know what they say? Stop, drop, and roll.
Let's catch those. That's the question.
Goofing off. Now this thing is smoking to high heaven. I'm going to tell y'all one thing. It is hot inside this pit. But that stuff just is not going to light. There's some coals in there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And finally we have a fire after another cheater stick and throw a little more kindling on it. Now it's time for the bigger stuff. I got to back off with the camera because it's hot, hot, hot. Don't want to damage my camera any. Oops. That's all I needed was that cheater stick with a little bit of flame liquoring on the end of it, stuck it in there, and the whole thing went up like there was lighter fluid on it. Big old whoosh. And there you have a fire. Now, what are you going to do with the rest of that wood over there, Rico?
Load it up slowly. Third stage.
Alright, so we've got a fire. So the next thing we do is we move to our first stack of actual wood sticks. I guess those are about the size of your thumb.
Yeah.
Size of a grown man's thumb, anyway.
You try to get too big too quick, you lose your kindling.
Basically, if you put too much, you smother it. And kindling can't get oxygen, it can't burn.
Yeah, now if we tried to go here next,
yeah, that would pretty much mash it out, eh?
Probably wouldn't catch.
And so you add on the sticks about the size of your thumb, and then you get those which are about twice as big as the predecessor until you get to the ones over here about the size of a man's wrist.
Yeah.
And do we continue stacking those TP style?
No, eventually we'll straighten them out.
Make a box?
Yeah.
All right.
Right now that keeps the heat focused.
Now we got a nice big fire. And Rick is going to box it because here in a few minutes, or here another hour after this all gets burned down to a bunch of coals, we're going to cook our dinner on that grate there, or maybe possibly right on the fire, depending on what happens. And you basically box it in like you would a wood cabin. This is where you put the big old nasties on. Careful there, Rico. I don't want to end with a video that I send in to one of those shows where people murder themselves by accident and you win $1,000 for filming it.
Uh-huh. No, I don't want that either.
Rick Allen has the best luck of any man I've ever met.
Wow.
And at this point, folks, there's a stream of smoke steadily heading away from the fire, especially if you have a light breeze blowing. That is toxic carbon monoxide, and it will burn your eyes, your nose, your sinuses, your lungs, and it'll make you feel like you're dying. Avoid it. Ain't nothing worse than smoke in the face syndrome. And that's it. And then we'll let this percolate for about an hour till those logs burn in half, and then we'll restack it. By then it'll be dark. I'll try to film it anyway. And there's Rick enjoying his view of the fire. And you can just barely see the sun setting behind the trees there. Going down just slowly. Over here we had the fire going. The center log's catching fire nicely. I could sell tickets to this show. It's a nice view, nice scene. Some good coals down in there. Rick, you're following the plume of smoke, my friend.
It's following me.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You can see it's been turned a little bit. Rick has his utensil sticks there, and in those two big wads of foil are our dinners. And Rick, why don't you enlighten everybody as to what you and I will be eating this fine night on this fine campfire that we've built.
Well, stuffed into those wads of foil is 6 to 7 wings of chicken that have had their first segments snipped off, because that's bone. And then mixed in with the chicken is almost a cup of rice, not to be a secondary dish, but to protect the chicken from burning if it gets too hot. And we add some water, add some onions, garlic powder, butter.
Butter to yours.
Yeah, butter to mine. Salt and pepper. And then we'll let those slowly roast. Now, right now, we're breaking a cardinal rule. They should not be over an open flame, but I'm getting hungry, so I'm breaking the rule.
Trying to rush it, eh?
Yeah, in about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, they'll have to be turned. Now, the thing of it is, there's not enough water to cook the rice. But, because the chicken is in there with them, the chicken will lose fat. It'll help the rice continue to cook and finish. After about a 2-hour cook, the chicken will be falling off the bone. It will be delicioso. And if the rice is a little bit burnt, that's okay.
So basically what you're saying is if we end up with edible rice, it's a bonus.
That's a bonus.
Okay. And now there is the fire. I'm right in the smoke. That's where all the flashing white light's coming from.
Oh. Yeah, the cooking packets are cooking. Hopefully.
And there they are. Ta-da! That's actually a pretty good shot.